due to the nature and style of my intro, this is probably going to be the most anticlimactic video in the history of YouTube. But anyway, I just want to start off by saying thanks, basically, to all of you that are still following me. And from what I saw today, definitely still sharing what I create and spreading the word about. Quite often when Heavy Balance was released, I'd often check into my CD Baby account and just take a look at the statistics to see how well the album was doing. And today was probably the first time in about a year that I'd actually done that. And to be honest, I was expecting bad news, but it was the complete opposite. According to what I've seen, the album's been streamed or bought pretty much over most of the world. When I was looking at those statistics, it just seemed insane to me. And it's not over just isolated areas either. Like in places like Japan, Canada, United States, South America, there were listeners all over that region, which tells me people are still sharing and spreading the word about, and made me feel really lucky that I actually have listeners that are willing to do that. Because at the end of the day, you don't have to do that, but you do. So sincerely, thank you very much. I also want to explain why I haven't been that active recently, and there's a number of reasons. Obviously, number one, it's been like the holiday season, and with the family and kids and that, it pretty much leaves you with like no spare time at all. I've also got a job as well, which makes my time situation even worse. Like I've barely even had time over the last few weeks to even just pick the guitar up and play for half an hour or so. The spare time I finally did manage to scrimp out of my day, I tried to spend writing new material for the next album. And it's been going really well recently too, so I've been trying my best to stay on that creative wave and ride it for as long as possible until the album is complete, which will hopefully be done in the next few weeks. Well, that actually depends on my mate Julian when he actually gets his ass up here to help me finish the album. For those who don't know, Julian helped me with the last album, Heavy Balance, and even though it's me and my thing, it's something that we actually do together. Like some of the high points in Heavy Balance are actually thanks to him and his input. And I do feel without his input, some of that magic may be lost. So when he's finally here and sitting in this room, we can hopefully finalise the album and move on to the production and the recording, which hopefully will start around March. As far as the release goes, we plan on releasing it in 2021. Exactly when, we don't know yet, only because we kind of want to do one better than Heavy Balance this time around. And what I mean by that is we were very limited with the last album in terms of what we could do, simply down to the equipment and resources we had. And of course I've got a lot more at my disposal now, but I don't want there to be any limitations this time around. I want to get to a stage where, if as an artist I feel like we need something, whether that be an instrument, recording space, certain musicians, I can then call on that, which means of course this time around it's going to require a lot more funding than Heavy Balance. How we do that, we haven't actually concluded on anything yet, but we do want to achieve something different with the next album. Like basically, I don't just want to throw an album together for the sake of it, you know, just record a couple of rhythm guitars, haphazardly throw some leads in there where they're needed, and you know, chuck a fake bass and some pads in the background. Like what's the point? That's not what it's about for me. I'd rather each time to at least make the effort to push the envelope somehow, and at least make the effort in coming up with something not just compositionally original, but sonically original. So some of the things I want to achieve with this next album are definitely having real instruments on as much as the album as we can. And if not real instruments, at least actual talented human beings performing. Like there are a few tracks on this next album now, which in my opinion would sound better with an electric kit, but obviously performed by a real drummer. But you'll see what I mean when it's released. We also want to document as much as the process as we can, as we have been doing as well, just to make it a bit more intimate for you guys, and for those who are interested, you can then see what we actually put into the writing and the production and the recording. And we also want to have 2, maybe hopefully 3 epic music videos to go along with a few individual tracks off the album as well, just so it's more of an experience and not just music. So yeah, that's basically what's going on right now, for those who are wondering. And of course, in the meantime, I'll be posting some of my own performances. So thanks again for sticking around, guys, and I'll be posting some updates shortly. Take care.